I don't know if he'll be convicted on all four counts. I believe he will be convicted at least on some of the counts. And as an historian, I got to put this in a bit of perspective to tell you that this is the most significant indictment in the history of the country, more significant than the prosecution of the Watergate conspirators or even the atomic bomb spies, because it goes to the heart of our democracy. If, in fact, he is convicted of some or all of these charges, it will prove that Donald Trump was a clear and present danger to the survival of our democracy. That coup that he organized came this close to actually succeeding in overturning democracy here. And that would threaten democracy everywhere, because democratic nations depend upon the leadership of the United States. Democracy is precious, but we must remember that, like all precious things, it can be destroyed. After World War I, we had the first golden age of democracy, because most of human history, democracy was non-existent. We had about 24 democracies, and then by the middle of the 1940s, that had been cut in more than half.
You're setting the stage of how serious this is. What about the question? We're hearing different things because this is uncharted territory. What about the question of, if he is convicted on any one of these or all charges, is he still allowed to run for president?
He absolutely is still allowed to run for president. He could even run for president from jail. We have a precedent for that. The socialist candidate Eugene Victor Debs ran for president from jail in 1920 and got over 900,000 votes. Kind of ironically, Debs was jailed for violating the Espionage Act, one of the charges against Donald Trump in the national security case down in Florida. And Debs was charged for something much less serious, basically speaking out against the government in World War I, not endangering our national security by stealing and mishandling national security documents.
What are you making of the whole coverage of this, and how does it affect or impact the case of what Special Counsel Jack Smith is making against him? How is this going to possibly impact other countries where there have been dictators and coups, and they're kind of, some of them, I think, take a page from watching the United States and watching this unfold. So what do you think of all that?
Absolutely, you're 100% right. This case has worldwide significance and implications because the United States, has been the leader in worldwide democracy. And, I understand in a court of law, Trump is innocent until proven guilty, but we're not in a court of law. We're all entitled to our own opinions. And I do believe that Trump did, in fact, quite intentionally attempt to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power, which has held for over 200 years in this country. And he did so not for any principle, but simply for personal reasons, simply to keep himself in power. And if Trump is not held accountable for his actions, in my opinion, this will have a dramatic, reverberating negative effect on democracy everywhere in the world. So I do think the eyes of the world are on us, and they want to see, is the American legal system functioning to protect and defend our democracy, or will American democracy go the same way as those democracies that were lost in the 1940s?